Welcome back, family. Lancescurv here, Lancescurv.com. I'm very, very happy to be here. And I'm very, very happy to share the time that I do with you. It's a bit windy today, so I'm going to have to hold this microphone in my hand, or else you will not hear me. But I wanted to speak on those who have, I won't say lost a person, but have to endure the pain of missing them when that person transitions. Now, I don't know everything, but all I know is what I see around me. And what do I mean by that? I see perfect order around me in the system of nature. I don't see anything out of place. The only thing that I see out of place is man's world, the engineered man-made system, as I often refer to it. And in the engineered man-made system, they have no connectedness to nature. That system doesn't teach you to be intuitive and connected to nature and the Creator's world. It pulls you away from it. It leaves you empty and disconnected. It doesn't soothe you. What do I mean by that? Because these are some deep things that I think sometimes, and it's hard for me to really express it because my mind, since coming up here in the mountains, is way out there. Let me just say it this way. When I come out into my yard, walk down the side of the mountain, or just take a walk down a long road and you can look over the horizon and see the mountain ranges, it does something to you. But I see fruit growing. Why is there fruit growing on the trees that we can eat? Because it was provided for us. Why is there water in the streams that we can drink from and wash ourselves off with? Why? Because it was provided for us. Why does rain come down at the proper time, sometimes unpredictable, but always watering the trees and the animals that live around? It's because it's a perfect order. There's something looking after us. But when we break away from that, we don't understand life. We are left unprotected, and we don't have answers. When you stay close to nature, you'll see how cyclical it is. There's seasons and cycles. With those seasons and cycles, you realize that if it gets a little colder, there's a reason why. But warmth in nature is provided for you. You have firewood. You have the materials to build structures that can keep the elements off of you while you rest. You begin to realize that there's a perfect order and you're taken care of, but you just don't see who it is that's taking care of you with your naked eyes. But with your naked eyes, that's proof of some energy, some entity that's taking care of you. When you're young, you may not be able to see these things. After a while, you will. Some people late, other people earlier on, depending on your environment, your upbringing, and you. So now, we grow fond of those around us. And we learn of this thing called death, what the world calls death. I call it transition. You know, if you think the car drives by itself and you see it parked, is the car dead because it's not moving? No, it's because the person who was driving the car got up and out and they're somewhere else. If you see a body that's not moving, and the world will say, oh, we pronounce this person dead. Does it mean they're dead? Or did they, like the car, just get up and leave the energy, the real energy of the person? People are energy. We don't stay housed in these bodies forever. That's a fact. We're here for a time. Like they like to say, we're a spiritual being having an earthly, physical, human experience. And our experiences overlap. And who I am to you, I didn't choose. I could be a son. I could be a father. I could be a brother, a co-worker, a neighbor. I can be an in-law. I can be a stranger. But nevertheless, whoever I am, we all have to submit to the same principles in nature, which those principles are in nature of a perfect order. There is nothing perfect in this world as far as what is man-made, but it's perfect as far as the Creator's order. So if the Creator's order is perfect, how is it that he can make someone for you that you will love, because the Creator does everything based in love? All of the fruits and vegetables and good food and wonderful people and not so wonderful people that you don't really want to have in your life, but that's your choice. But for the most part, we choose who we have around us. We can choose our joy. We can choose our happiness. And when you look back over an old photo album and see a person who lived life with you for so many years and now they're gone, it hurts, it stings, you're going to miss them. But there's a story that I always tell on a lot of my old shows, and since those shows may not be around anymore on this new channel, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to say it brief. You have a child, a newborn baby. The mother would choose to breastfeed the baby or feed the baby, I wouldn't suggest, with a bottle or a combination of both. Well, let's say that this particular mother feeds the child with a bottle, and the child is in the crib, and the child is very, very young. But they're beginning to understand the rhythm of the household. And they don't realize it, that child, but the mother left the room. And the child looks around and says, oh my God, where's my mother? She left the room. I'm not making fun of the baby, but that's the way it goes. And after a few moments of crying, the mother comes back with a bottle. Wow. Now, the child doesn't know, even as this happens over and over again. The mother leaves the room. The child cries, thinks the mother is gone forever, but it's only for a purpose of bringing that child back the bottle. After a while, it dawns on the child, she'll be back. She only went to get a bottle. Even if it wasn't for the bottle, that child knows my mother's coming back. So the child begins to have a greater wisdom and understanding as to how the rhythm of life goes. So with us now, on this level, we learn to crawl, we learn to walk, we learn to talk, we learn to write, we learn to spell, we learn to communicate. We are so advanced now. But we're at another stage of being a baby all over again. That's not a put down. It just means we don't know everything. There are levels to this existence that we don't understand. And so when someone transitions and passes away, we're like that baby, and they're like the mother who left the room. And after a while, we realize that other people go through this. And we may not know it now, but we are going to leave the room, and they're going to be loved ones that will miss us and will cry for us and will look at the photo album and think of us when they see the pictures or hear a song and say, oh, that song reminds me of this person. Or go to a place and say, oh, I remember when we went there and we had such a good time. But like that driver who left the car, is it the car that you were attached to, that you loved, or was it the energy that was in that car that drove that car? It's not the bottle that you're in love with. It's the mother that brought the bottle. So you have to understand that even on this level, when we have somebody transition, it's what they have to do, like we have to, because we're only here for a time. But since their energy, and this is a perfect world as far as nature is concerned, we're not talking man-made. We're talking about the Creator's natural system on how the Creator has loved us. we have to understand that if we are energy is neither created or destroyed by anyone other than the Creator. And the Creator that showed us so much love, so much kindness, so much patience in working with us through our conundrums is not going to let us down, even when we have someone transition and we may not have the wisdom at the time to understand that system. All I'm going to say is that to those who have anyone who transitions, their energy is in existence somewhere, and if you love them as an energy being having a human experience, you love them, they are somewhere, somehow loving you. Love never dies. Love never dies. And I feel, and this is my opinion, but I feel in my soul that this is something that I know, that your energy and their energy and all of the ones that you love, that you think are gone forever. No, the flesh will go back to the earth. But that core person that you love, I don't say loved, I say love, because their energy is somewhere. Know that one day, just like the Creator has shown you that He loves you and she loves you, it's a mixture of both energies, and that's another time, another story. But the Creator loves you, and the Creator is not going to bring you this far to let you down. And what joy that you experience when your energies are united once again. We don't know exactly how it's done. We can't tell exactly how it's done. I couldn't tell you, but I know from what I see, it's like an algebraic equation. 2 plus blank equals 4. 2 plus blank equals 4. So you find out by saying 4 minus what equals 2. The answer is right in front of you. 2 plus 2 equals 4. A perfect world that the Creator has provided for us is not going to stop once we transition. It's just a matter of a little bit of time before we realize that, like that crying baby who waited for the mother to come back into the room with that bottle. I love you all. If you're going through this, like my friend who's going through this right now,